So let's just wait for a few minutes. So sorry, the other link wasn't really working well, so we just have to use this. So let's wait for a few minutes for others to join us. A few more minutes. So let's wait for 2 more minutes. We start by 2:10. We start by 2:10, right? Okay, so I think I just have to start now. This is Saturday afternoon, and a lot of people might be busy, but this record is down so that for people that might be busy, they will get access to it later. So the recordings will be available on the YouTube channel later. Okay, let's start. We will continue from where we stopped yesterday, but let me ask, AD, you were here yesterday. Have you downloaded the Virtual Studio Code? Can you guys hear me? Let me be sure you guys can hear me. Can you guys hear me? If you can hear me, just put something in the chat box. Yes, 777.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much. AD, have you downloaded the Virtual Studio Code? Miracle, have you downloaded Virtual Studio Code?
Yes, I've downloaded it, sir.
Okay. All right. So let's go ahead. The link to download Virtual Studio Code is already on the platform. So if you've not downloaded, you can just download it, and you have to download it to your PC. You can't download it to a mobile phone. It has to be on your PC. So today we're going to be looking at introduction to HTML, like I told us yesterday. So for people that were not in the live session yesterday, you can watch the video on YouTube. The link is also on the platform. You can watch the video so that you can understand the progression. So we're going to be looking at HTML. HTML is part of the building tools for front-end development, like we discussed yesterday. I told us yesterday that HTML, CSS, and JavaScript are the core languages, programming languages you need to become a front-end developer. And so we are starting from there today, looking at HTML, which is a building block of every web page you see online. It's HTML. So we're going to be looking at HTML and see how we can write simple HTML code, and then we'll progress from there, in our subsequent sessions. All right. And like I told us yesterday, for you to write any code, any programming language, you need a code editor. So a code editor is where you can write your code. And after writing your code from your code editor, you can then move your code to the server using a dedicated hosting platform that you will like. And we'll get to that when the time comes. But just so you understand how it works, first, you need to write your code from your local computer using a code editor. And for this particular training, I have said that we should use Virtual Studio Code, which is VS Code for short. Now, after writing your code, you will then upload your code to a server online, having a unique name that is called domain, to a server online, where you can store the code that you have written already. And that is where someone can request for information from whatever you've written and save online on the server using the HTTP request and response cycle that we talked about yesterday. That is Hypertext Transfer Protocol to locate your resources where it is in a remote server and then get response back to your client's computer. Yeah. So we're going to start with HTML today. So I'll just go ahead and share my screen, and then we just do a brief introduction on how you can use HTML to start writing your code. So basically, you're on your way to becoming a developer already. It's that simple. With your code editor, if you're able to write your first code, you can build on that and begin to write something as complex as every application you have used before now. All right. So let's go ahead and start. I'm going to share my screen now. Just let me know when you see my screen, that you can see my screen. Okay, so if you can see my screen, can you just put 777 in the chat box if you can see my screen? 777 if you can see my screen. Thank you. Is my visible, everybody? Can you see my screen? All right, let's go ahead. So here we open my virtual studio. Remember, this was what we did yesterday, but for the purpose of this video, I would love us to start all over again. And so I am just going to close this. I will close this, and then we will start all over again, right? Now I've got some slides here that will guide us on how to go about today. Okay? Sorry about that. Okay. So let's go ahead. Let's assume that this is a blank Virtual Studio Code that you just installed on your computer and you want to start writing your code. Now I have said that the first thing you need to do is to create a folder. So it's either you have the folder created on your desktop or any location in your computer already, or you can create it directly from your Virtual Studio Code. So yesterday I showed us how you can create it directly from your Virtual Studio Code, but today let's see how we can create a folder from our desktop, and then we can then come and pick it up from Virtual Studio Code. So I'll go to desktop now. I'll go to desktop, and from here I will create a folder, and I will name it 100 Days Coding. Alright, so here I have a folder 100 days coding, yeah? So let's go back to VS Code, and here we'll go to File. At the top here, we'll go to File, we'll go to Open Folder. So here, I will go and look for my desktop. This is my desktop files, and this is 100 days coding file we just created. So I will tap on it and then select folder from here. All right. So now we have our folder here. We can just say yes, that we trust the author. And this welcome, we can close this. Yeah. So we have our folder 100 days here that is open. The next thing we need to do is to create a file that will start writing our code inside. So we'll create a file. So I'll come here, you see new file here where it says new file. I'll create a file and I'll call this file again index.html. So like I said yesterday, when writing HTML code, your file name will always end with the extension .html. All right. So if it's CSS, it must end with the extension .css. So, like I said yesterday, it doesn't matter if you use index or not. You can use any name, but the extension .html should remain, right? Because we'll get to a point where we cannot use index.html again. We can use like home.html, aboutus.html, contactus.html, but that will still work. The extension HTML will work. If you remove the extension HTML, it is no longer HTML file, so you cannot write the code and see what you are writing. Okay, so we'll have index.html as a file name, and we'll click enter. So here, once we click enter, you are going to see that it will start giving us, a cursor that we are good to go. Now, what I want to do is to create a boilerplate. So to create a boilerplate, simply is just to tap exclamation mark and hit enter in your keyboard, and it has created a basic boilerplate for you that you can start writing your code. I'm sure that if you were here yesterday, you already have understanding of what everything here means. And if you don't, please go and look at yesterday's video. I'm telling you, this will be very simple while looking at it. Okay. Now, I told us yesterday that everything that is visible on the website is between the opening and closing body tag. Okay, someone is trying to join. Let me just accept them. Okay, guys, let me be sure that you guys can still hear me. I am audible. You can see my screen if you can. 777 in the chat box. You can still hear me. You can see my screen 777 if you can. Just to be sure that I am communicating to people. Okay, any other person? Any other person? If you can hear me, you can see my screen. Okay, let's go on. So here, everything we see inside the website is between the opening and the closing body tag. Yeah. So meaning that whatever is here from the head tag here, from the opening head tag to the closing head tag, is not visible on the web, right? And like we said yesterday, if we save this using Ctrl S to save this, and we go to our website right now, open our folder. So I want to open this with Microsoft Edge. Open our folder. You see that nothing is here. It's empty. Now we have this name document here because the title of our website right now is document. So if we change the title of our website from document, if we change it to day 2 and save, then go back to our website and refresh, you find out that it has changed from document to day two. So this is the title of the website, right? Just like we have Meet here, this is the title of the website. So that is how you can set the title of a website. And most times the title of a website is the company's name you are building that website for. Is the title of the website. Okay. So let's continue. Here, let's just have a basic H1 tag, which we talked about yesterday. I remember yesterday we said H1 tag is the header tag, right? So here I will just say this is the first heading. Okay, and I will save. Always remember to save, and then I come back to my web and I refresh, and here I have this is the first heading. All right, so we've written our first code, and this code is inside the body tag, the closing, the opening and the closing body tag. So if we write it here, it's not visible. If we write it here inside the head tag, it's not visible. Remember this always. It must always be inside the body tag.
So it's not inside.
It must always be inside the body tag. Please can you mute yourself if
It
you're not.
must always be inside body tag.
Brotherly. Thank you for meeting yourself. Okay, so
It
let's
must always
go
be inside
ahead.
this time.
Uh, Thank you for meeting yourself. Let's go ahead. Okay, so look at the tags, HTML tags. Now for HTML tags, we have the header tags which are denoted by H1 to H6, right? H1 to H6. So from H1, H2, H3, H4, they are called header tags. And what does it mean? Just like when you want to write something, you want a subject line, a heading, and you want the heading to be big. That is how this is also structured on the web. So in coding, we denote that by H1 to H6. H1 being the biggest header and H6 being the smallest header. So let's say that in practical, if we already have H1, so I'm just going to do for H2 and say this is my second heading. Yeah. Okay. And we do for H3. H4. H5. So we are not changing, all we are changing is the number, right? H1, H2, H3, everything is the same, and then the content can be anything, right? You can just write anything. I'm just using this to denote it. So we can say sorry, this is fifth. So I just want us to see so that you see the difference between the heading and see how it looks like, and then this is this heading. So let's save, Ctrl S to save, right? So let's go and see what we have. Let's see what we have. So we'll go to our browser and we refresh. So now you see that the first one is big, and then from there it starts decreasing, right? So that's to tell you that if you need a very big heading, then you have to use H1 in your web page. If you need a very small heading, then you have to use H6. Most times you might not have need for H6 and H5. Sorry. Most times you might not have need for H6 and H5 because it's small. So rather than using H6 and H5, I can just use a paragraph text and then style it, if that makes sense. I can just use a paragraph text and then increase the fonts if I want. All right. So this is basically how you can set up your header. So just for you to know the tags, H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, and H6 header tags, okay? Let's move on. So that is for header tags. Now, all you need to know about website is that you want to be able to write different sections of your website. You want to do different things. You want to put header, you want to put text, you want to put image, you want to put a line, you need a space. Those are the things you're going to learn. Just like you can do normal typing on your Microsoft Word and it looks beautiful for you, you put image, that is all we are going to learn. But here, you need tags, which is called coding. And let me just announce to you that what we've been doing thus far is coding. That thing that looks very big in the eyes of people, that's what we're doing already. You're already coding. So you see that we're able to write something from this end and we can see it from our browser that this is what we are doing, right? So you're already developing. You're already developing, right? So the next thing we want to look at will be our paragraph tags. Paragraph tags are simply the most used tags in our web page because it's just for text. It's just to help us write text in our website, okay? So let's go ahead and look at this paragraph tag and we just come down under our header tags and it's denoted by P, opening P and closing P tag. Like I said yesterday, the closing tag is always a backward slash and the name of the tag. So H1, the closing tag is backward slash H1. P, the closing tag is backward slash P, right? Okay, let's go ahead and just give this a content. We'll give it content. So this is a paragraph, yeah, and save. So let's go back to our web and refresh this, and here you see this is a paragraph. Now what's the difference? The difference is that these are header tags and this is a paragraph tag, right? These are header tag and this is a paragraph tag. So if you want to write paragraph, you want to write long text, you use the paragraph. So if we do, let's just copy some basic text from Lorem Issue. Let's just copy some basic text. Okay. So let's copy this. But that's too much. Okay, copy. Then let's go to our VS Code and create another paragraph. So paragraph tag. And we'll paste this using Control V. We'll paste what we've copied. So for the sake of this, I might have to introduce the B tag to us. But let's paste this first. Okay, let's paste this and after now I will introduce the B tag. Okay. So let me just try to cut it from here. It's still longer. Cut it from here. It's still longer. Oh, we copied a lot. Okay. So here we have, you see what we've run into. So we will try to build on this. So let's go and view our website and see what our website looks like. So we will just refresh and you see that our website, we have this text, right? Now, just look at the way this text looks from beginning to the end, yeah? We have 1, 2, 3 lines. But if you look at our code, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines. But here
So let's
we have
try
1, 2, 3.
from here.
Why? Because our code editor does not understand that this thing we are doing is saying, we are saying that cut this line at this point, cut this line at this point. All right, it doesn't understand. It's not a language it understands. So now we want to make sure that our code editor will understand that we are saying this line, we want it to get to here and stop and move to the next line. So how do we do that? We're going to introduce a tag, an empty tag. We're going to introduce an empty tag, and that empty tag is BR, right? So this is our empty tag BR. So after typesetting industry, we want our next line, which is lorem ipsum, to move to the next. So now we save this. By the time we come back and refresh, you will see what we have here. So here, you see, we have this line break. That BR, which is an empty tag, is called empty tag because, like I said yesterday, any tag that has content, it has to be an opening and closing tag, and then we have content inside. But for an empty tag, it doesn't have a closing tag, it's just an opening tag. So BR is an empty tag. Note that. And what is it used for? It is used as a line break. We will still get into that when we look at HR and all that. But let's go ahead and do that for all the lines and see. So I'm just going to add BR to this too. BR. I will add to this BR. I will add to this BR. I will add to this
Right.
BR, and then I will add to this BR. Now, let's save. Always remember to save your work. Save, and then let's refresh. So now you can see that we have exactly what we have in our code editor because we have included the line break to our code. We have included the line break to our code. Is that clear, guys? Are we following?
Yes, sir.
Are we following?
Yes, sir.
Great. Let's go. So, BR, like I said, is an empty tag. It doesn't have any content inside. There's no element inside of it. All you need is for the line for BR, which is a tag, to break a code line to the next line so that it gives you what you are looking for. Okay. So let's move on. So yeah. So the next thing we're looking at is actually the BR and then HR. So let's also look at HR because it also works with the paragraph tag. All right, let's look at HR. So HR simply defines a schematic break in HTML page. It is most often displayed as an horizontal line. So HR actually is just an horizontal line. So when you see an horizontal line in your web page, just know that this person used HR. So I'm just going to add this here, HR, and then save. Let's go to our website, refresh, and here you have HR here. You see you have a line here, a line break here. So this is the function of HR. It just breaks and then gives you a line. So if I remove this BR, you see that the space between this is bigger than the space between it because this HR also serves as a line break and gives you an horizontal line. So let's remove the BR before this HR. Let's remove it and save. Then go back to our website, refresh, and see that here you still have this space. That is because this HR it also acts also as a line breaker and gives you an horizontal line, if that is clear to this point. All right. Let's move on. Let's move on. So the next thing we're going to be looking at is our anchor tag. Please pay attention. Anchor tag. Now, our anchor tags or link tags, like we call them, basically help us to put links inside of our web page. So let's say in our web page, you want to link to another website, or we want to link to a product we are selling, or a landing page somewhere, we will use the link tag to be able to link to that website or wherever we want to link to. So let's try and see how we can link our website to Google. All right. So here we just come down here, and then we use the A tag. All right. So this is the syntax, and here we put the website we want to link to. So I want to link to Google, so I will say google.com. This is where I want to link to, google.com, and that is it. So here I can so when you have so we can also put a source and attribute if you want. So you can put like an attribute a text or an attribute. We call it attributes, but you can call it other attributes, either alternative auth, or you can just call it a content, a text content, to display that, oh, this is actually what this link is talking about. So for instance, you are linking to Google, you can say we are linking to a search engine. You are linking to a product, you can talk about the product, then put the link of the product there, if that makes sense. So let's go ahead and see. Maybe we can just put something. This should work. But if this doesn't work, I want us to try it. If it doesn't work, then we'll add a www or HTTPS. But this should work. Okay, so let's save. And then let's check our website. So let's refresh. Okay, so it's not showing. Let's go back and add a text to that. So let's just add a text and say this is a search engine, and let's add an HTTPS. All right. We talked about this yesterday. Hypertext, we talked about this yesterday. So let's save and go back to our website and refresh. So it now brought it out for us and say this is a search engine. Now, it shows as a link. You see that if we take our cursor to this side, it's not shown as a link, but here it's showing as a link. So if we tap on this link now, it will take us to Google, because we have linked Google to our website, right? We have linked Google to our website. So you see that it's showing us that, oh, this is a link. If you tap on it, if you click on it, I'm taking you somewhere. So if we tap on it, it takes us to Google. So we've been able to link another website to our website. All right. Now, another thing I want us to know here, okay, that is a bit advanced for us now, but we can actually make sure that when we click this link, it opens a new tab for us. So rather than opening inside self-opening, we can make it to open outside this tag, such that it keeps our website for us, and then we can still come back to our website rather than clicking on it and then we cannot see our website again. But that's a bit advanced. When we get there, we'll do that. Okay. So let's move on to our next tag, and let me ask, are we following? Is it clear thus far? Is it clear thus far?
Yes, sir. It's clear.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay. Okay. So for the tags, you can always go to this video on YouTube and you look at it. So this is how the tag look like. Let me just open again. This is how the tag look like. So this is our anchor tag. Our anchor tag, which is A. So you open our A tag, and inside our A tag, before we close our A tag, we need to put our href, that's the reference tag, and then double quotes. Now inside the double quotes, we need to type the name of the website we are linking to. So let's say we want to link to Starlink website now. So all right, and then we close our a tag now. And in between here, we can then put test to show that this link is Starlink website. So we can say look up Starlink website. Okay, so let's save this. Go to our browser, refresh our browser, and here we have look up Starlink website. So if we click here, it is going to take us to Starlink website. Yeah? Okay, so let's go back. Now, if we want to bring look up Starlink website to the next line, what do we do? How do we go about it? Look at it here. We want to bring, you see, Starlink website, look up Starlink website, and this is a search engine there on the same line. But we want this guy to go down. How do we do it? Someone should tell us. What do we do? You can unmute yourself.
You use the BRHR tag to bring
Thank
it
you
down.
very much. Thank you. Exactly. So we'll use the BR tag to bring it down so that we are able to see Starlink website and new line. So we save this and then we go to our website. We refresh and we're down here. Thank you, Miracle. All right, let's go on. So the next thing we'll look at is going to be our image tag. How do we include image into our website? Please pay attention. It's very simple, a bit technical, but it's simple. Pay attention. We want to add an image to our website. Remember that we have created a folder, and inside that folder we have a file, and that file is an HTML file. But we want to create another file, another folder inside that our project folder that will house all our images, such that each time we want to call an image or upload an image, we'll put the image in that folder, give it a name, and we can extract that image from that folder. All this English, let's go and do it. So we'll go to our desktop now, where we have our folder 100 days for it. And inside this 100 days, we'll create a new folder here, and we'll call this folder images, right? So now we have a folder called images. Now let's go to our browser and let's search for an image. So let's just search for anything, an image. Okay, so let's save this image. We'll save this image. We'll go to our desktop, go to our 100 days, then go to our image folder, and then we'll save this image here. All right, save it. Now let's go back to our 100 days folder. Open our folder, open our images. Open our images. So here, this is the name of the image, arrow. But we don't want the name to be arrow. So let's change the name of this image. Right? Let's change it and give it image 1. All right. So now we have an image inside our images folder, inside our 100 days folder, which is our project folder. Now let's go to our code editor and see how we can include an image. So to add an image to our website, First, we are going to use the img tag, which is short form for image, img. And when we add an img, we are going to add xrc, which is short forms for source. So we are saying that this img is housing an image, and the source of that image is where this img source is taking us to. So the source is going to link us to where that image is in our folder, in our project folder, and then we can pick that image. And then the auth is just a name that we are giving to the image in case the image is not showing. In case network does not allow the image to load fast, the auth is going to show for us to know that, oh, this image that is supposed to be here because there's no network, this image is actually an image of a bucket, an image of an iron. All right, and then you can also set the width of your image. You can set the height of your image if you so want. But for now, let's go ahead and add our image and see how easy it is to add image to your web page. So here we go, and then we're going to use the img tag, like I said, img, then our source, which is xrc, and here we will now say, okay, where is our image? Where is it located? So we want to look for where our image is located. Our image is located inside our images folder. So we'll go to our images folder. Inside our images folder, which of the image are we picking? We have just one image, so we are picking the image one image that is inside our image folder. So this is how you can move. So first, we have to link to our images folder. If we have another folder before our images folder, we have to link to that folder first, and then with a backward slash, we link to our images folder, and then with a backward slash again, we now link to the image we want to fetch out, if that is clear. So here we have our images, and then from our images folder, a backward slash, we pick the name of the image we want to bring to our web page. So we save this, and we'll go and refresh and see if our image will display on our web page. Voila. So here we have our image, but you see that the image is very large. You see, it's very large. See the way it is? So it's like the whole website here. But of course, we've been able to link our image. Any question? Are we good? Are we following? Is it too
Yes, sir.
information? Don't worry, we'll get it. We'll get it. It's little by little. We'll get it. Okay, we'll get it. It's little by little. So let's go back to our code editor. So here is our image tag img, and inside our img is the source src, source where we want to pick our image from. All right. Now our image is inside our images folder, so we have to locate images folder, and then with a backward slash, we then locate the name of the image you are looking for. So like I say, we can add auth to it and just give it a name and say this is a, maybe anything, a tree, a vegetation, whatever, and then we can add width to it and say we want this to just be 100 pieces, and then we can add height to it and say, and so we want the height to be 100 px too. All right, so this is just to make sure that the size of the image is not too big, but it's not too important for now. You know, you can get it, but it's not too important because we'll get to that. We'll use CSS to style this better, but just to let us know. So here, this alternative or this auth is just to let you know, okay, if there's no network, the network is bad, the outside is still trying to load, then the name that will pop up will let you know that, okay, this image is actually an image of something, something, something. All right. So here we can save, go back to the page, refresh our web page, and here our image is small. Why is it small? Because we have used our weight, the width and the height to reduce the size of the image. Okay? To reduce the size of the image. So just like the example we have here. So img, which is our image tag, then the source, then the image of a girl, then alternative girl with a jacket. So this is just in case the image is not showing, something has happened to the file, then we're able to see that, oh, there's an image there, but the name of that image is so certain, and you're able to understand which image is there. Okay, we are almost there, just one more slide and we'll call it a day for today. I know this is a lot of information, but like I always say, the video will be there on the YouTube channel for you to watch over and over again if you don't understand anything. So you can pause and write your code. You can play, pause, rewind, and just take your time, go through the session again, understand everything you need to understand concerning the session. Okay, so the next thing we'll look at is our style tag. Style tag. Now, we are still going to get to styling proper, which is CSS, to style proper. But for now, I just want you to understand that you can actually do inline styling. You can style inside your HTML without, having to style inside the CSS file. So let's just do a very basic styling using the paragraph tag. So let's go to our code editor and let me remove all this. Okay, so we just have a p tag, and inside the p tag, so we have to enter inside the opening p tag, and then we'll say style. All right, inside this style we are going to give it a color and say color, and we say we want the color to be blue. Okay, don't worry, it's nothing difficult. Let me start this again so that we understand. So p tag, our p tag, so let's give our p tag and say this is a paragraph. Paragraph tag. Now, I don't know what I'm writing, but yeah, that's not the main goal. So here, inside the p tag, inside the opening p tag, now, we're going to add style to it. Right? So add style to it. And inside the style, we're going to add the style we want, which is, for this one, is color. So you can add style and say background color or font family or height, whatever. But here we are saying color. We just want to change this text to blue. So we save this. Let's go to our browser. We'll refresh this and we see that our text has changed to blue. All right. Now, look guys, look at what we've done. So this is style. We are styling this text to say that we want this text to be blue. If we want this text to be some other color, we can say we want this text to be red or any other color. Okay, so no, let me not confuse on this set. So we can say we want this to be red, right? So if we save and refresh, this text now is going to be red. All right, so that is how you can style your text, or you can style anything inside your HTML. So this is called inline styling. Let's go back to our tag. And here, yes, let's have something else and call it p tag again, right? And inside this p tag, let's say we want, let's just write something. This is my second paragraph tag, yeah? And here in the opening p tag, we want to put style here. And inside this style, we want to increase the font size. We want this size to be bigger than the first one. So we say font size, and we'll give it 100 ps. All right, save. So inside our p tag, we are saying that we want our text, which is, this is my second paragraph tag, we want it to be 100 pieces. We want it to be bigger than this other one, 100 pieces. So we save. Let's go and look at our text. And we see that this is very big, bigger than even the H1 tag. Yeah. So that is how to do inline styling, of which this is not recommended, but there are times you will need this while writing your code. You will need this while writing your code. Okay. Now, inside the style here, we can still say we want to add color, and then we can add column. So we can add as many styles as possible on this. So if we go and refresh now, we've added color to this text. So this is how you can add inline styling to your work and make it beautiful. Let's do one more thing on that styling. Here, now guys, you have to look at, the major thing is that you have to look at your syntax very well, your tags, you have to look at them very well. So you see that after every style, there's going to be a semicolon, and then you can add another style. So here, I want us to add alignment, right? I want us to add alignment. Okay, let's add background. Let's add background color, and let's say that's red, so let's say black. Yeah. So we've added another style to this particular one, the first one, and you can see that after the style, there's a semicolon here. After this, or after this style, there's a semicolon. So for every style you add, you must add a semicolon to close it. So let's go and look at our page and see how it looks like. So you see that here we have our background color as black. So that is how you can style inline. All right. So there's also something that is called external styling, which we're going to use CSS to do. But for now, we have just to know that this can be possible. And we also have header tags, header styling, where you can add a particular section at the top of your HTML. You can add an opening and closing style tag, and then you can include styles there, which we'll also look at when we start looking at div. We'll work with that also. All right. Any question, guys? That is the end of our class. That's the end of our session. Do you have any question? Is everything clear? Even if it's not pure 100%, you can always go back to rewatch this session. Any question?
Thank you, sir. So I wanted to ask, can we get the slide? Is it possible for us to get the slide?
Say it again.
Is it possible for us to get the slide? The slide.
The slide. Okay. Okay, I will put that on the platform.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Any other question? Okay, cool. Sure, we've got value, and thank you for joining, guys. Please do your assignment. I'm going to drop assignment. I've not seen any assignment from yesterday. Do your assignment. The assignment is on the YouTube channel, the description for yesterday. Do your assignment. That's the only thing that will keep you on the platform. Do your assignments. All right. Okay, guys. So, see you again tomorrow, God willing. Bye for now. Italy, I said I do amabi. I said it be.
Nah, uploading. This is upload the whole. I think it's just on YouTube. You don't do one time.
I have to upload it.
I think if you find
The network is bad. But it's okay. All this while they talk, I never end.